What if I told you? What if I told you that the one thing you spend a third of your life doing is the only reason civilization hasn't collapsed? What if humans suddenly never needed sleep again? It sounds incredible, but the consequences would change humanity forever. Welcome to What If Lab, where we take impossible questions and put them through the ultimate scientific experiment. Today we're asking one of humanity's biggest questions. What if humans never needed sleep again? Imagine a world where your alarm clock is a relic of the past. No more groggy mornings. No more fighting the urge to nap. You gain 8 hours every single day. Think about it. That's an extra 122 days a year, or over 44,000 extra days in a lifetime. That's like adding 116 years to your lifespan, almost doubling it. Humanity would roar into action. Every business would operate 24/7. Imagine never having to wait for a store to open or a service to be available. The global economy would explode. Schools could run continuous learning programs, accelerating education at an unprecedented rate. Hospitals could provide round-the-clock care, eliminating waiting lists and improving patient outcomes drastically. Transportation networks would never shut down. Imagine cities where you can travel anywhere, anytime, without delay. Entertainment would be a constant festival, endless movies, concerts, and events happening all the time. Our relationships might transform as well, with more time for family and friends, or perhaps with new pressures and demands on our time and attention. Athletes could train and compete nonstop, pushing the boundaries of human physical achievement even further. Governments could meet and legislate constantly, potentially leading to more efficient or overwhelming bureaucracy. But this radical shift wouldn't just be about gaining time. It would fundamentally alter our biology and our very existence. Sleep, for all its perceived downtime, is a vital biological process. It's when our brains consolidate memories, clear out toxins, and repair cellular damage. It's crucial for learning, creativity, and emotional regulation. If evolution suddenly removed this need, what would that even mean? Our brains would have to adapt to a completely new operating system. We'd need to understand the profound purpose of sleep to grasp the implications of its absence. What if our consciousness could simply exist in a perpetual state of wakefulness without any biological degradation? This would be the ultimate evolutionary leap, or perhaps a catastrophic evolutionary misstep. The initial euphoria would be immense. Imagine waking up with boundless energy every single moment. The scientific community would be in a frenzy, studying this new human condition. We'd finally have the time to solve some of the world's most pressing problems: climate change, disease, poverty. The arts and sciences would flourish with an unprecedented surge of creativity and innovation. People could pursue multiple careers, learn countless new skills, and explore every passion imaginable. It would be a golden age of productivity and self-improvement. The world would hum with constant activity, a non-stop engine of progress and discovery. But what happens when the novelty wears off and the 24/7 reality truly sets in? What are the hidden costs of this endless wakefulness? Consider the psychological toll. Without the natural rhythm of sleep and wakefulness, our internal clocks would be shattered. Could our minds cope with perpetual stimulation? Mental health issues could skyrocket as the pressure to be constantly productive becomes unbearable. Social structures would need to reinvent themselves entirely. How do you balance work, family, and personal time when there's no designated downtime? The concept of leisure might vanish, replaced by a relentless pursuit of more. Imagine a society where rest is seen as weakness, where anyone caught napping is ostracized. The very definition of a day, a week, a year might become blurred. Our dreams, often a source of inspiration and insight, would be gone. What would be lost from our inner lives without that subconscious exploration? Furthermore, think about the societal stratification that might emerge. Those who adapt best to this perpetual wakefulness might gain an insurmountable advantage, leaving others behind in a world that never pauses. The constant demand for resources, food, energy, and materials would put an unimaginable strain on our planet. Our current infrastructure is built around a sleep cycle. How would cities function? How would our power grids cope with constant, unyielding demand? The potential for burnout, not just physically but mentally and emotionally, would be immense. We might find ourselves in a state of perpetual, exhausting alertness, a stark contrast to the restful rejuvenation sleep provides. This endless energy could also lead to increased conflict and aggression, as there's no downtime to cool off or reflect. The implications extend to our very biology. Sleep plays a critical role in immune function. Without it, our bodies might become more vulnerable to disease, even with our brains working overtime. The evolutionary leap that eliminated sleep would need to be incredibly sophisticated, compensating for all its lost benefits. Perhaps our bodies would develop entirely new mechanisms for cellular repair and waste removal, but the transition would be fraught with peril. It's a delicate balance, and disrupting it could lead to unforeseen and catastrophic consequences. This isn't just about having more hours in the day. It's about fundamentally rewriting the rules of human existence. Would humanity actually become better or worse? So what do you think? Would a world without sleep be humanity's greatest achievement or our biggest mistake? Let us know your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoyed putting another impossible question to the test, don't forget to subscribe to What If Lab, because next time we might ask, what if gravity suddenly became twice as strong? Until then, keep wondering, cool off or reflect.